Next one is Saint Tyagaraja's composition. In which in the raga Shri, which is entirely different from the North Indian classical Shri raga, in which the saint, out of the many kirtanas the saint has composed, 5 of them are called Pancharatna Kirtanas, 5 gems. And in this kirtana the saint says, Endaro Mahanabhavalu Andariki Vandanamalu. That we are rendering now. సంచారము నిలిపి మూర్తి బాగుగా బొడగని వారందరూ మాయను భావులు మానస వనచరవర సంచారము నిలిపి మూర్తి బాగుగా బొడగని వారందరూ మాయను సరుగుణ పాదమునకు స్వాంతము సరోజమును సమర్పణము చేయువారందరూ మాయను భావులు సరుగుణ పాదమునకు సరోజము సమర్పణము చేయువారందరూ మాయను హరిగుణ మహిమయ హరిగుణ మణిమయ శరములు గళమున శోభిల్ బతకోడులలో తెలివితో తెలిమితో గరుణగల్ జగమెల్లను సుధా దృష్టి I am so much wanted to tell you the philosophical content of this song. I am taking the liberty of singing it. Excuse me, I am not so good in singing. హరిగుణ మణిమయ శరముల గలమున శోభుల్లో వారు. దట్స్ వాట్ ది నామ కీర్తన. థ్యాంక్ యూ. Next one is at another raga of another kirtana of Saint Tyagaraja in the raga Kapi, which is akin to Hindustani classical music raga Teelu.
जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी के श्री चरणों में प्रणाम करके अपनी कुंडलिनी उठाकर बंधन लेंगे। We will all bow down at the lotus feet of Shri Mata Ji, raise our kundalini and put ourselves in bandhan.
तीन महामंत्र और श्री गणेश मंत्र। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी सरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री शक्ति माता जी। श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री शक्ति माता जी। साक्षात् श्री कल की साक्षात् श्री त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
Like that or believe me like that.
What did he say?
What influence are you likely to have on people who live with you who are not realized? What does a realized soul have in the way of influence on those around him and his environment?
Oh, I see. You see, if you have stones and if you have living trees, stones do not receive anything from the sun, but the leaves receive something, isn't it? They are more sensitive. That's the difference. Then, in Sahaja Yoga, there's a possibility that you can convert stones into living beings. Can be done. Yes, because they see. You see, they see you. They understand the value that you are. Gradually, rationally, they start understanding. Then they reach certain conclusions. Then they come to Sahaja Yoga. Then they get realized. It works out that way. But with seekers, it's very different. Seekers just jump into it. They do not think about it. They just get it. They get it so fast that they don't think about it. Just they get it. So they are so sensitive. That's the difference.
Can we help our loved ones who do not want to listen to any spiritual teaching?
Can we help our loved ones who do not want to listen to anything particularly about Sahaja Yoga?
You see, there is nobody else that you help someone. They are all within yourself. On the contrary, I would say better have them together who are Sahaja Yogis. Because those who are not will trouble you. It will be a problem. Leave them alone. They'll be all right. They'll come round. Let them come on their own. You cannot force them. They are loved ones. You will change your now priorities. You will understand that those who are really loved ones are not really your brothers and sisters. As Christ has said, who are my brothers and sisters? How we have to ask that question. Because you speak another language. You are a different person. Not that you give them up. But they exist. But they haven't got your awareness. So it's a different thing altogether. But you help them in a way. Gradually they see you. But if you force them, they'll run away. No use forcing or telling them anything about it. But you show your satisfaction and happiness and your growth, and others get impressed by it, and they just come to you.
How can you? Do you help them?
Yes, I do. But you should put them out of your minds and say, Mother, you help. If you try to help, then I'll leave it to you.
Yes. He can't understand why you say Christ died for us. Why did he die for us?
What else could he have done with the stupid people? They crucified him. He didn't say, you come and crucify me, did he? You see, they're stupid, horrible people, donkeys. They didn't understand him, stones, as they were. What to do? They crucified him. He didn't ask. But when he was crucified, the sins that they committed in crucifying him were to be forgiven. That's what it is. He was, what did he do? You see, he died because of you, because people like you only crucified him. You represent them. When you are realized, then you are different people. Then you are resurrected. His message was resurrection, not crucifixion. But that shows the stupidity of these people, isn't it? I mean, you may do that again. I can't say. There are people. Yes. Can you pour for me some water? Yeah? Water.
Say again, please.
Loudly, loudly. Yeah, I have a mic.
Sorry. Is it possible to exercise love and acceptance when, as she says, you're judging people as to whether they're right or wrong? We're using vibrations. We're using vibrations.
I'm not judging, you are judging. Because when you get your vibrations, you start judging yourself. You see, I'm not judging. It's only your own judgment. It's your own judgment. Are you getting your cool breeze in the hand? No? Then let it happen. I'm not judging you. It's you are judging it yourself. Alright? Then you will know yourself. Just now you are judging that you are not getting vibrations.
Is it true that Indira Gandhi is worshipped as a goddess?
Oh, don't. That's all political stunts.
That's useless. That's
You
useless.
see, Indian people are like that.
Yes.
I'm not satisfied with the lady's question, and I don't think the question was relayed accurately to you.
What did she say?
What she was asking is, can you express love with people who are stupid?
Ask me.
No, can you exercise love
Huh.
when you are talking about or to people who are stupid and people who don't understand?
Is that what you meant?
That's
Is that what
what
you meant?
Is that right?
You are confused, you come here.
She's confused about the fact that you talked about love and acceptance at the beginning, and then when people's names were brought up, we often scoffed at them.
About the gurus, eh? That's it. That's a very important point. That's very much with you people. You see, all of you have developed a philosophy where you say that nobody is evil. Everything is fine. This is a very good philosophy to work with because you also fit into the thing that nothing is evil about you also, isn't it? It happens like that. You remember when Christ was criticizing these horrible people, they asked him, how do you criticize them? They do not criticize you. Then he said, will the devil talk against its own house? There is a negative force working, very much active. And you have to not only scoff, but get rid of these things. Because they are acting as your destroying forces. And they destroy you. I see them very clearly and I have to tell you. So love doesn't mean that I love a snake. Will you go and love a snake? Snake must understand first of all. In the same way we have to understand there are evil people. That's true. That's what is very much in the West I see. Oh, you love everyone. It's alright. But you don't love a snake, do you? Go and ask snake, I want to love you, just finish you off. So many of you are harmed so much by these people, and I have to cure you. Don't know I have to go through such a lot of work to cure you when you are affected by these people. You don't know how much I work. Morning till evening. This morning I started 6 o'clock. Till I came here, just 10 minutes I got to change my sari and I was here. These are affected by other gurus and things and I have to take it out. I know what harm they have done to you. You have no idea.
Mother, I want to know, what are your objections to chanting, singing the Holy Scriptures?
What are your objections to chanting and singing the Holy Scriptures?
Not at all. Who told you I am? I'm not. But you must understand that without understanding what chanting is needed, it's like a medicine. Chanting is a mantra. Mantra means a thing that acts as a sound to correct a particular thing within you. Alright? It's, you can say, sound therapy it is. Alright? Now you have to know what medicine is needed for which chakra. Also you must know where is the problem with you or with anybody else. I mean, it would be chanting at random means some sort of indiscriminate drinking of all the medicines, you see. Taking all the medicine bottles into your stomachs, emptying them without understanding. We do chant, but we know where to chant what. You see, not indiscriminate just like that. And it's very dangerous because when you go on chanting, say Rama's name or Krishna's name. Now Krishna's name, Krishna is here. If your Kundalini has not reached there up to this point, if you take Krishna's name, it's very, very annoying for Krishna himself, and he recedes, sleeps off, he freezes sometimes. And by that you develop problems of the chakras, and sometimes you develop throat cancer. It's very serious. So first you must know where is your Kundalini, where it has gone, where it has stopped. Then you should know what is the problem. Then you must know what exactly the chanting is to be used, alright? And then cure that part. You see, so it's a big science which has to be understood in Sahaja Yoga. It's not at random. You are suffering from whatever trouble you are suffering from. You must know first of all. See, many people who are Christians catch on Agya, I told you. They do. Because it's unauthorized. Christ. We treat him as if, I don't know what, as some passion fruit hanging in the tree. Do we know who he is? There is a protocol, great protocol. Even Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh could not reach him. So for us, because we think we are born among Christian families, because the church has given us a certificate so-called, do you think we are authorized to chant his name all the time and trouble him? And what do we ask? Do we ask for our spirits? Do we ask we give our realization? Do we ask that we are to be born again? No. What do we ask? Something nonsensical.
Mother, what is your opinion about practicing
What is your opinion about practicing spiritualists? Spiritualists.
Very dangerous. Never go near them. Never touch them. Even with a barge pole. Horrible things they are. You see, it is very simple to understand that if you get connected with any area whatsoever, if somebody is connected with that area, you are exposed to that. And there can be any indiscriminate aggression on you from that area. You would not know who is coming on you, so never go near them. Maybe you want to talk to your father, say, who is dead. You want to talk to him. Why? Release him, free him. Why do you want to talk to him? Now let him be alone. Let him decide for himself what he wants to do. Why do you want him to hang around? It's too much. It's too much of a load. Then you want to, when you use some medium for that, you do not know, you might get somebody else. It's very dangerous for your children also. So many children have died with this kind of a thing. How when you develop, especially cancer, this multiple sclerosis or anything like that. All these come from spiritualists. These are all spiritualists. These gurus are spiritualists only. They believe in spirits, they handle the spirits. Their working out is a very dangerous thing. I may be able to tell you sometime how they work it out and how they master it. It's very dangerous. They are like vampires. What they call them, vampires? Most surprising is that there are so many things in English language which we don't have, like witchcraft, and the witches were punished. All sorts of things are there in England. And they talk of all these things, supernatural and all this. But still, I don't know how they go into it.
Somebody asked me a question about 5 minutes ago. Somebody asked me a question on the way up, and that was, is it wrong to be a medium? And this relates to the previous question, so perhaps you could answer that. Mediumship, Mother?
Oh God, I need not tell. It's very, very wrong to play into the hands of the spirits. You are enslaved completely. You don't know what happens to you. Horrible. It creates problems. Absolute. You are an abnormal personality. Never do it. It's sinful. It's sinful. If you accept my words, really it's horrible. Never do that.
What is the difference between Western spirituality and Eastern spirituality?
What is the difference between Western spirituality and Eastern spirituality?
Now the word spirituality means the spiritualist, you mean?
No.
No.
Philosophy.
It's just the same. Spirit is just the same. It's universal. There is no difference at all. I do not find
I'm
any.
not talking about the spirit, I'm talking about spirituality.
Spirituality means the spirit. That is the Atma. You mean the spirit. That is the Atma. The one.
I'm talking, I think, more about the quest towards the spirit.
The search for the spirit.
Search is just the same. But Indians, you see, now, modern Indians are sort of developing, you see. They have to go to that height to see where you have landed yourselves. See, they can short circuit. They can short circuit if they want. But if they want, they may have to go to various types of problems you had with affluence, and they may come back. But it's better to short circuit it, I tell them. While yours is a problem so easy, because you have discovered now that matter is not sufficient. Matter doesn't give us joy. No use running after matter. But still some of them are running after sex, you see, and all that. They have to finish another circuit. Once they are over with that also, then things would be better. But in all this kind of a quest, you have lost something definitely, no doubt. Going through the matter, going through the sex, and going through the power, all these trips, you see, you have lost something which requires correction. While Indians, if they understand with their wisdom that better short circuit is, need not go into plastics and nylons. You see, I have to carry nylon saris from England for Indians. When they have got silks, they want to wear nylon. So this is the difference in the basic development. But Indians, if they take to Sahaja Yoga, they are very good and easy. Especially Indian villagers are excellent. They don't understand all this. They have no mental problems, you see. I don't have to discuss with them all these things. They have not gone into all this nonsense. So they suddenly become beautiful fruits. That's all. So this is a difference of little degrees, I would say, that you have gone to the other extreme and they still have to move to that extreme, or they may finish off and we can achieve results. But your quest is much ardent, very sincere and true. One more thing I always felt, and today also I feel, that really some great souls are born in the West. That's why this is such a sincere desire. They are very sincere people in their desire. Indians, first they come to me for curing, if not for curing, for getting children, if not for that, for jobs, for money, all sorts of things they come up. Or they'll say, my mother is sick, my father is sick, my brother is this, all this goes on. But I have met many seekers in the West who just want realization. Very beautiful people, no doubt. But you have lost something in your seeking, no doubt. Doesn't matter. Kundalini is that ardent desire within you which works it out.
It seems to me that the simpler life we lead, the much easier it is on us. We have what we call free speech, and the more that we think and the more we read, the more confused we become, and that's where our sicknesses and illnesses come from.
Agreed. That's what.
It seems as though the simpler the life we lead, the better we are. We get away from thinking and so on.
It's a good idea of simplicity, but you must understand that also very clearly, because we had somebody who was a hippie, I should say. He was a real hippie, such big grown, he had grown hair up to this much and all that. He came to me and scarcely wearing anything in that horrible English cold. You see, I said, now what are you doing to yourself? Why don't you clad yourself properly into proper clothes and better cover yourself? And I was really, didn't understand it. So I said, you are not living in Africa. Why are you dressed up like this? It's like a primitive dress. He said, I want to be primitive. I said, you cannot by dressing up. Your brain is so overdeveloped. How can you be primitive? You see, by dressing up something, do you become that? I mean, it's just a drama. You are playing with yourself. You do not become primitive. This is the point, is that. And then the problem is the brain is thinking the same way, that the same rate and everything the same, only by changing. It's a thing that's not good. Because you should accept as you are. Why to do something like that. But simpler life means this way.
Excuse me, sorry. That's more of an extreme, isn't it?
That's another extreme. But you see, too much of formality, like having a tailed coat, or wearing a, what's that called, is morning dress, grey suit, and then having a particular type of a glass for a thing, and all that nonsense, you see, you better finish off. That's a bit too much, going too far with it. And also caring for all these small things like matter, that's something that's grown in you. Preservation of horrible things and useless things and all that makes you really, and then to think about everything, sit down and think how miserable I am. When there is no misery, you just sit down and make miseries by thinking. I don't find anything miserable here. What is there? You see in India, these people were there. People are so happy, chirping, just like birds, enjoying themselves. They don't have all the things that you have. So, you see, to get out of materialism is a better idea. To say that simpler life means, but you must live beautiful. Beautiful doesn't mean that you should have 10 types of things and all that, but beautifully means you should not be also morbid, stinking, you see, clean and beautiful. You can make beauty out of the soil, anything. With love you can do anything. So, you see, it's alright. I mean, whatever way you dress up or anything makes no difference. That's what I'm trying to say. That it is the inner thing that has to change, not the outward. Again, the Sahaja Yoga is this, that it changes you inside out. A person who is ever formal in dressing is also not good, and a person who is not at all formal is also not good. You have to be in the center. You have to dress up in a proper way. Now, what's the use having a head which has got all the lices and everything in the head, you see, and it's a problem for you. It is, this body is for your use, not for troubling you in any way. Neither you have a head where you have to every day go to a hairdresser, that's also a bit too much. You see, going from this to that is too much. So, have a middle course and dress up as you like. That's not so important, dressing up. But certain decencies of dressing up should be necessary. Sometimes people dress up in such a manner, it's a headache to look at these people. Whatever suits you, which is decent, dignified, you dress up. What is there? Some people it looks nice to have beard, some it doesn't look nice, it's alright. I mean, there's no force on such things. But it helps. Sometimes I've seen. This is also another thing. I've seen some people who are dressing up like something. You see, they come to my house. I find they have spirits. They tell me, Mother, in your presence we are alright. Once we go out, again we get puzzled. I said, alright, you shave off. Come along. Let us see. You change your dress. Sometimes I used to give them my clothes, my husband's clothes to dress up, or my shawl. I said, you wear this shawl. And you see, these bhoots are human beings. So they get lost. They get confused. I said, you confuse them. By you are changing your dress, it works sometimes. So we have to play around with them sometimes if you are possessed. It helps. But if you are dressed like a bhoot yourself, you see, then it's funny, isn't it?
Living or dead? Living, both living. Is it possible for a person to be possessed by another living person?
Yes, you can be. You see these brainwashings, what are these? Brainwashing, they did it in China with Mao. They used to put up Mao's big photographs everywhere. I went there and it all changed after my visit. But before that, big photographs, you have to put up your head and see to him and read. Everywhere you go, Mao, it goes on. You can. You see, people have done it. Most of them do it. They possess people, they mesmerize. You see, what are these gurus? They are living, they are not dead bodies, are they? They possess you also. They can possess you. They know your weaknesses, they pamper your ego sometimes. They sometimes hamper your superego, they can possess you. So they can possess you very much more than the dead spirits can. And very difficult to get rid of such possessions. Because you accept them, you identify yourself with them, is a difficult task. It's true. They can.
Is this what's happening in Russia? Are the authorities possessing the people?
It's everywhere, I think. It's not only in Russia, but everywhere it's happening to some degrees here and some degrees there. I must tell you one thing. about Russia. I've been to Russia. That Lenin was a realized soul. I must confess he was a realized soul, although he got deviated and all. You see, the authorities are funny, no doubt, but the people are very innocent, They are kept out of all mischiefs. Somehow, thanks, only a few are horrible, but on the whole it has not spread to everyone. Like in England, I would say everybody is trying to have 7 wives and kill them, some sort of a thing. Everybody has become a king you see, democracy becomes demonocracy. You see, everybody wants to be a demon then. We have a right, what's wrong? So that freedom is taken away. So because of this kind of a control, the people are very innocent. Though, some people will go to hell, no doubt. But the rest of them can be saved. I gave realization to many people in Russia. You'll be surprised. In Poland I gave realization to so many people. Yes, they are simpler people. They lead a simple life. They have no problems also like us. Because there are no solutions. So they don't think. They do not complicate themselves. It's like on a ship if you travel. No problems, no solutions. No problems. You just sit there. Whatever is available on the ship is available. Otherwise you jump in the sea. That's the only solution. So nobody thinks about it. Just relax. What else will they do? That's what it is. That's why, you see, in a way, they are a help also. So, you see, the too much freedom also gives us this kind of a nonsense abandonment. We don't know how far to go with our freedom. We don't know what we torture ourselves with this freedom. I think some children do want that parents should tell them, don't do this. They like it. You see, they want to have little help from the parents on this, but better not do it. But if a father comes out, I'm very generous, he gives him a whiskey, all right, have it. You want money, all right, have it. You want this, you can have it. You can. Prize. You see, what are these gurus? They are living, they are not dead bodies, are they? They possess you also. They can possess you. They know your weaknesses, they pamper your ego sometimes. They sometimes hamper your superego, they can possess you. So they can possess you very much more than the dead spirits can. And very difficult to get rid of such possessions. Because you accept them, you identify yourself with them, is a difficult task. It's true. They can.
Is this what's happening in Russia? Are the authorities possessing the people?
It's everywhere, I think. It's not only in Russia, but everywhere it's happening to some degrees here and some degrees there. I must tell you one thing about Russia. I've been to Russia. That Lenin was a realized soul. I must confess he was a realized soul, although he got deviated and all. You see, the authorities are funny, no doubt, but the people are very innocent, They are kept out of all mischiefs. Somehow, thanks, only a few are horrible, but on the whole it has not spread to everyone. Like in England, I would say everybody is trying to have 7 wives and kill them, some sort of a thing. Everybody has become a king you see, democracy becomes demonocracy. You see, everybody wants to be a demon then. We have a right, what's wrong? So that freedom is taken away. So because of this kind of a control, the people are very innocent. Though, some people will go to hell, no doubt. But the rest of them can be saved. I gave realization to many people in Russia. You'll be surprised. In Poland I gave realization to so many people. Yes, they are simpler people. They lead a simple life. They have no problems also like us. Because there are no solutions. So they don't think. They do not complicate themselves. It's like on a ship if you travel. No problems, no solutions. No problems. You just sit there. Whatever is available on the ship is available. Otherwise you jump in the sea. That's the only solution. So nobody thinks about it. Just relax. What else will they do? That's what it is. That's why, you see, in a way, they are a help also. So, you see, the too much freedom also gives us this kind of a nonsense abandonment. We don't know how far to go with our freedom. We don't know what we torture ourselves with this freedom. I think some children do want that parents should tell them, don't do this. They like it. You see, they want to have little help from the parents on this, but better not do it. But if a father comes out, I'm very generous, he gives him a whiskey, all right, have it. You want money, all right, have it. You want this, you can have it. You can have a car, you can have this, do what you please. Finished. That boy is finished once for all. Too much freedom without maturity, without realization can be very dangerous. Yes.
Yes, Graham.
Can astrology have some bearing on one's life?
Can astrology have some bearing on one's life?
Before realization, not after. Then you see the whole drama.
Control it. Industrialization is a useful path for India to take in the light of the Western experience.
Do you think industrialization for India is a useful path in view of the Western experience?
Why should they go pass through that?
Thank you.
It's going too far, you see. It's better, you see, I would suggest that only there are 2 countries now who are making handmade things, really. Because you think too much, your hands do not work. There's no deftness left in the hand. You cannot do anything with your hands. I mean, we have lost hands, as only the brains, you see, are there. Out of which 50% is a waste matter. 50% is there, something sensible, or maybe 30%. So the people who are working with their hands, let them work with their hands. Why do you want to have all of them people doing things with the machine? Now you need things with the hands, let them make for you the things with the hands, and you give them nylons and they'll give you cottons. What's wrong with that? You export some nylons from here and they'll send you some nice cottons that you like. Instead, there's no need to industrialize them to that extent. You see, to some extent is all right, but not to that extent. We must understand where you have landed. It won't be industrialized. By temperament, they cannot. It's not easy. India is a big country like an elephant, you see. Something happens to its tail, it just brushes aside. Then something comes towards the trunk, it brushes aside. It's not easy. It moves in its own dignity, in its own pace. Rather difficult.
Thank you.
Yes.
A minute ago you said some people will go to hell, no doubt. How do you mean that? What is hell? How do you see it?
You said some people will go to hell, no doubt. But what do you mean by the fact that they will go to hell?
I don't want to talk about that nonsense. You can read Mr. William Blake. He will tell you. It's horrible. I talk of horrible things at such a beautiful time, isn't it? You can read William Blake. He's the one who has brought it out very clearly in English language. What's it?
Yeah.
In light of the fact that this year is the year of the disabled person, I'd like to know your opinion, or hear your opinion, on the role of the disabled person, in particular, the severely mentally retarded person.
Are you from UN? Are you working in the UN?
No, I'm not.
Because all your questions are coming from the UN side, so I was rather wondering. Now, for the retarded, the mentally retarded,
Disabled
people, some of them may be realized souls who have been attacked by these evil forces whom we do not want to criticize. You see, these all evil forces have opened lots of spaces which they should never have touched, and all these evil forces are there and they attack. Mostly I have seen all the great saints and all the great seekers are attacked in their childhood only by various methods and by various things. So there could be many of them who would be realized souls among them. They will be definitely helped if you people rise, and if you get your realization, they will be helped automatically, because you will be used as channels for the divine power to flow to them. Wherever your attention will be, they will be helped, no doubt. But not all of them. And even if they are, some of them will be handicapped, they'll get their realization all right. They can cure themselves. So many handicapped can be cured by Sahaja Yoga. But first of all, you should be all right. First, you become all right. If you are handicapped, how can you help the handicapped? So you should not be a handicapped Sahaja Yogi. If you really want to do that, then first of all, you become a proper Sahaja Yogi, a very able Sahaja Yogi. Otherwise, half-baked Sahaja Yogis are neither here nor there. All right? So you have to become very good so that you can help them. By celebrating years and all that, you don't help much, I think. You help very superficially. But by really becoming yourself able, you do help them. And also, directly you can help them, you are really able.
I think you missed my point. a little bit.
What was it?
I think I would like to know how they can help us.
Can they and can they help us and how?
Why do you want to have help from them? We have to help them.
That's a question, yes.
Is it?
I'm actually asking...
We the Sahaj Yogis, who are able people, can help them. Not that they should help us. Why? Poor things, they are already suffering.
Yes, but don't you feel that they have a role on this earth?
Of course they have, and what I am saying that you must really give them their meaning by improving their invalid condition and retarded condition. You can improve. That's what I am saying. They have a role. But first of all, you have the role. What I am saying, I say, you do not shift your mind from yourself to these. Main thing is yourself. First you become capable. Then you can help them. Their role can be really manifested better if you become capable. Alright? So you can help them and treat them and improve them.
He's suggesting that they may have a special role to play. It's a very common view among a lot of the literature that they have come on this earth in this condition or had this problem in order to perform some special role. For example, the people who are Mongol people, such like, they've got a special role. This is a common view in the West.
No, not necessarily. Of course, there could be some realized souls, as I told you. There could be some saints also. But I mean, this might be just a view taken just to get some money for them, maybe. I don't know. But it's not everyone. Not everyone. You see, just to incite some pity or maybe some glorification. But you have to find out there may be some realized souls also. Not I'm saying there are not. There may be some realized souls who are attacked, as I told you in the beginning only. There may be. But it's not a general thing you can say. You see, Sahaja Yoga is very wise. It knows who is realized, who is not realized, who is a saint. You can find out. But it is not an sort of a general view of anything. You have to find out yourself through your vibrations.
There are many Ayurvedic doctors in India. Is that correct pronunciation? Indian doctors?
Are there many Ayurvedic doctors in India?
No, lots of them. But now they are going out of circulation because we Indians are becoming English. What to do?
You approve of herbalism? You approve of herbalism?
Yes. Ayurveda is closer to Sahaja Yoga, much more, because these three things that they talk of the imbalances of the three within us, is the Sahaja Yoga three powers, you see. So it's very close. I don't know if they know the connection, but we can connect Ayurveda to Sahaja Yoga very easily than anything else. There's no doubt about it. That is, the problem is, you see, all these herbs and all that they have talked about may be existing here also, but nobody knows about them. It's the problem, you see. Then you can't get all these herbs from there. And what is the need? Sahaja Yoga itself cures you. You don't need any medicines. Seldom you need medicines in Sahaja Yoga. Like for liver, we have a thing called as makoi. We grow in India. It grows anywhere. Maybe you might be growing it yourself. Or next time when Warren comes there, I'll give him some plants. If your government allows, he can bring them here or some seeds. And if that is the thing, they make Live 52 out of it, you can just use that plant and you can eat it and it's very good for your liver. So it's very simple.
Yes.
In the Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna to be without the three gunas.
In the Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna, you must be without the three gunas.
How is it possible to be enlightened, to gain enlightenment if you're not using the sattva?
How is it possible to gain enlightenment if you're not using the sattva?
Is the Kundalini you use, which is beyond. Kundalini passes through the Sattva Guna, the center. But it takes you beyond. You go above it. You become Gunatit, you transcend. Because you become all that. You see, your desire becomes enlightened. You don't have to desire. It just works. You don't have to act. It acts. It acts for you. And Sattva Guna is the one where you have to be religious. You have to be in the center. But you remain. Your Sattva Guna gets enlightened. You don't have to be. You become yourself, the religion. You don't get tempted. You don't have to be. Like my own grandchild, she asked me, grandmother, did you have to learn this stupid subject called moral science? I said, why? It's so stupid. It says, don't steal, don't tell lies. Who does that? Only maybe servants might be doing. Nobody does that. Why should they tell us? I don't like it. And I didn't know really how to explain to them. They said, why tell all these things to us? It is not a good thing to tell, you don't like it. You go beyond. Like, I don't say that you don't drink, alright? I never say that. After realization you find you won't drink yourself. Because that religion is enlightened. Don't smoke after that. Get smoking absolutely to the minimum, just forget it. Because that religion is born in you. You do not like it. Your likes and dislikes change, your priorities change. As I told you the other day, that when you are walking in the dirt and filth, you have to close your nose. You are a human being. But a horse does not do that. After realization, the sin you cannot bear. Just you don't have it. You become sinless. Alright? Even your Sattva Guna is a thing which you keep, you look after. But then you become beyond. You don't have to keep it. You are that. Alright?
What happens when the Kundalini, Mother, passes up through the head? What does it do then? Where does it go?
What happens to the Kundalini when it passes through the head?
It is not the whole of it doesn't come out, you see. It's like many strings, see, in a row. And few start coming and few start coming and few start coming. And then Kundalini stays at a point, starts growing and growing and growing like that. And then it flows down. Then again it grows and flows down like a tree that grows and comes down.
Would you say that the value of acupuncture... Thank you.
Acupuncture is another horrible thing, where you just drain out your sympathetic nervous system. You see, you have to work with the parasympathetic, which is the source, not with the sympathetic. They look after the sympathetic. Actually, it was started by Lao Tse. Just imagine, a man who was a realized. You see, everything going into waste, as I told you. He talked of acupuncture for people who were realized souls. Lao Tse was such a great realized soul, he was a Zen man, sort of supporting that sort of a thing. Pao is nothing but Pao is the same. Now you have to become, he said, 100 times he said you have to become and become and become, he said. Even Martin Luther said the same thing. See, but what are the Protestants like now? What about the Christians who are Catholics now? Everything just the same mess. So these people just understood that you have to put a pin in between. But unless and until there is the parasympathetic in connection, what's the use, you see? So the whole thing is reversal. On the contrary, if you have gone to acupuncture, it's a difficult task. Horrible.
Chiropractic.
Ask the chiropractic. You touch somebody's head, you touch somebody's feet and all that. It's very, very dangerous. You don't know how to protect yourself. None of these doctors know how to protect themselves. The psychologists are worst of all. They come in contact with all pathological cases and they become pathological cases. That's how you get fried.
But Mother, is it all right to pursue your profession as long as you know how to protect yourself?
Is it okay to pursue your profession so long as you know how to protect yourself?
Yes, yes. And if you keep your spirit, you understand much more about your profession. You become much more kindly, compassionate. There's nothing to be given up. If you are not holding on to anything, you don't give up anything. You see, every profession, everything is for delivering sahaja. Even your television, your camera takes my photograph, multiplies me into so many. It can go to people, they can use it. It's so simple. Television is another thing. All these things are for sahaja. For emitting sahaja vibrations, all these things can be used if you become the source of that, or if you become the channel yourself.
Don't you agree enlightenments are different for each person? There is not a capital E enlightenment. There are grades.
Are there grades of enlightenment?
No grades as such. Only it's like the candle is enlightened in a beautiful lamp. Now, depends on if the lamp is very dirty, then it's not so clear cut, alright? When the lamp is cleaned out, then it is better. The light is better. It's like that. There's no gradation. The spirit is the same in everyone, only in some people it shines better, in some it is halfway, in some way it just comes up and goes down, and in some it's not at all seen. Depends on the quality of the glass that is there. The spirit is the same.
We should finish now.
One more.
One more. What you're really saying that until you become enlightened, there is really no need for these questions because they don't really mean anything. And after you've become enlightened, you don't have to ask the questions anyway because you know them.
You are reaching that stage now, I think. Reaching that stage. You should reach that stage where you just become. Just really reach that stage of becoming is a very good idea. You should all ask for that. Ask for that and get it. That's what you have been seeking all these days, and you should have it. Just like Sermon on the Mount, I feel. You're all sitting down here, but that sermon really was never understood. Was never understood, and we have crucified him again and again. Now let us get our resurrection. May God bless you.
अब हम श्री माता जी की आरती करेंगे. We will now offer आरती to श्री माता जी.
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा श्री महालक्ष्मी सरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्कि साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्कि साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
मेरी शहनाई माँ को पुकार रही है। देखिए किस तरीके से पा में माँ की आवाज आ रही है, बार बार कह रही है माँ माँ माँ।